do super quick. I won't really linger on it, but Shay, like a right that the man has, like what right do I have that you don't?
Sorry, I'm actually exhausted. We are being kept here an hour
That's
and
right.
a half.
They're all chained to the table.
An hour and a half more.
But do you want to just engage super quick?
No.
You don't want to?
No.
One thing, just
No,
throw something out? Okay. Do you think, really quick then, do you think women are oppressed in the USA?
I think I wouldn't say oppressed. I would say they're, oppressed is too far, but I don't think we're equal. That's it.
But not in terms of right?
We're done.
But not oppressed. Okay, I see. All right. Not oppressed. Do you think men are more privileged in society?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
For sure.
how so? I think actually women possess certain rights that men don't, and I actually would make the argument that in many metrics, like the worst life outcomes, men disproportionately occupy the worst outcomes in life, and yeah.
I feel like women always have to we always have to prove ourselves. Like I feel like
So do
men.
men.
No.
I feel like men. I feel we have to earn more respect. Like in a workplace, I feel like
There's
you will
affirmative
always-
action. Women actually.
Affirmative action in
But I'm not saying
California
it'll affect us in any way. I
It
feel
got revoked, bro.
No, it's still there.
Look that up.
I'm pretty sure.
Look that up.
I could be wrong, but
Look that up.
okay, I looked it up. I'm right. No, just kidding. I guess if we look at like the most negative outcomes in life, you look at homelessness, you look at suicidality, you look at workplace deaths, you look at violence. Men are more likely to be victims of violent crime. Yep. You disagree? Men are more. I don't know why you're laughing. Men are more
I want to
likely
see
to.
your stats on that.
I'm not talking about SA. I'm talking about overall, in totality, violent crime. Men are more likely to be victims of violent crime.
Victims and commit the crimes. Yeah.
Well, I'm not
That's true.
talking about the perpetrators. I'm talking
I
about
know,
the
but
victims.
it's true. It's a fact.
Yeah, sure. I'll grant it for the sake of conversation. Men are more likely to commit violent crimes. Sure. And?
I'm just saying what you said was true.
Oh,
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we look at education as a metric by which men or women can have it better, even at UCSB, the school you guys go to, I believe the breakdown is 60-40, something like that. 60% women, 40% men. Women are much more. Ever since the 1980s, women have been more likely to go to college, graduate from college, get a college education, get a degree. If these are all metrics that in the past,
Because
when women
we have to get a job, where
So do
men
men. Men can what?
men can get jobs easier because they don't have to prove themselves.
Well, hold
People
on. Wait, what?
automatically assume men are going to be better at specific jobs.
So you're saying, wait, hold on. Women have to go to college to compete with men who are not college educated?
There's definitely that.
So she wants to be a psychologist.
Yeah, she has to work harder to prove herself, especially in a male-dominated field.
Demonstrate it. So hold on. So your position would be that she has to go to, I don't know if you have to go to med school for, you do like a graduate program or whatever. So the guy who dropped out of City College gets her job,
Not what I
a
said.
clinical psychologist, or
not
does
what
she have to go do all the schooling to become a clinical
But she has
psychologist?
to work harder to get the same job.
What
as a
evidence do
guy.
you actually have for that?
Look it up.
How does she have to work hard? So, okay, when you take a test, does the professor be like, okay, here's a coloring book for all the men, color in the lines, and the women, here's like advanced, here's like a 100 point multiple answer. What is it? Multiple answer.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Thank you. Multiple choice question. The women get the 100 question multiple choice questionnaire. The men. Okay. Good boys. Good boys. Here's color in the book. You think that's how it is, or the same test that she takes?
You have a
Hold on.
way of trying to just make arguments sound stupid when they're not.
Am I gaslighting?
You are.
Is that what I'm doing? No, but is it actually the case? Do the men in college receive different tests
That was never what I was arguing.
You said, but okay, but if the metric, and actually, well, I won't go there, but if the metric is, your argument is, well, the women have to work harder. They get the same test. They have the same assignments. You think the professors are just benevolently sexist towards men, and they're like,
it's not about college. It's not about in college.
so there's no sexism in college, aside from the fact that women are more likely to go to college.
I never said there was. Okay.
No,
Now
but you said it's not about college.
You were always trying to twist words.
I'm
I've
not
noticed
twisting
that
words.
as a theme.
No, but you said women have a harder time. So wouldn't an extension of that? It wouldn't just be the workplace. It would also be in university. That would make sense. It would make sense to me that if women broadly have things harder, they have to work harder at a job. I would assume they have to work harder in college too, right? Or is there perfect equality in?
Did you go to college?
Yeah. Well, I dropped out. Yeah. Okay. And.
Interesting.
Again, I never let college get in the way of my education. I'm doing pretty well.
Okay. Good for you.
Look, I'm fine with college, sort of, ish. But I don't think that college is necessarily an indicator of one's intelligence or one's capacity for knowledge or wisdom or any of these things. Are you dissatisfied? I don't have the proper.
I'm just
I don't
done.
have
It's
the
12:30 a.m. and
I don't have
have
the
an 8 a.m.
proper
class tomorrow.
bona fides. How do you say it? The bona fides or whatever. Would if I graduated from UCSB, would what I'm saying matter more? Okay, she's checked out. If I graduated from UCSB, would I say hold more weight for you?
It's 12:30 in the morning.
Just answer the question.
I don't even know what you said.
If I graduated from Harvard, would what I'm saying here hold more weight? I'm just asking. You can answer the question.
No, sorry, I didn't see what you said. Hear what you said.
You just asked me to repeat it, and I just did.
I mean,
kind
it's
of
just
bad
making
faith,
the
but
show
okay.
go on longer.
Okay, I mean, you can just answer, but whatever.
Pasty George donated $70. I wish Rachel Wilson was on this show to put some of these delusional feministic panelists in their place, because they will always be bad faith with Brian because he is a man. Sexist.
Yeah, Rachel would be good.
Oh, this is pretty bad faith.
Okay,
Just saying.
I guess. Can women be
Let's
sexist?
just prove them wrong that it's not just because Brian is a man that you're not answering the question. Just
my
answer
God.
his question, because that's
I was
absolutely.
actually ready to.
not about him
I was
being
ready to
man,
move
it's
on.
just-
but-
Oh, okay,
Bad faith.
perfect.
I never said that.
I actually, and to be fair, I don't think she's refusing to answer the question because I don't think it has
No.
to do
Of
with
course
the fact that
Well,
I'm
that
a
was
man.
the
No, of
commenter.
course.
To be fair to her, I don't think it's because I'm a man. Oh, he's a man. I'm gonna stick it to him. No, I
No,
don't.
I think she just
I think if it
doesn't
was a
like
woman
you.
arguing this, she'd probably be the same. How about this? Can women be sexist towards men? No, okay. Does this also?
Wait, why are we just asking me questions?
I don't know, because you seem like you're the most
Do I seem like I'm here enough?
the most feminist of the group. How about this? I'll open up to the whole panel. Not dating related at all, but fuck it, whatever. Felicity begged me to ask this. If women can be sexist towards men, can people of color be can people of color be racist towards white people? Starting with you, then we'll go around the table. Like, can a Hispanic person be racist towards pale, pasty white
No.
Brian? Nope. Okay. What do you think?
Yes, but it's not systematic racism like every person of color has experienced. So
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Well, I understand there's different categories of racism, but I think in the like common parlance, is that even a word?
but I feel like it kind of
Like how
I feel
about-
like it's not comparable though. Like obviously there is, and I feel like you have to make that clear. Like you can be racist to white people, but not to the same degree of everyone else.
well, are you talking systemic or just across the board?
you can't be systemic to there can't be a systemic racism towards white people.
Well, it's technically possible.
But when has it ever happened?
Well, I guess it depends on
Like there's
what
no place in the
systems.
world that
Well, how
ever-
about like for example, if we're talking about affirmative action in the university system, so we've often seen that with the preferential enrollment, for example, Asian Americans, in the UK, for example, are you like, what's your ethnicity? I'm sorry.
I'm Indian.
Indian. So they
Yeah.
would, some in the UK, they would consider Indian Asian, right? I don't know if you would make that distinction,
I mean,
but
we're South Asian.
yeah,
It's just-
exactly. So I think this would actually, you would fall under this criteria at Harvard. In order for you to, your like SAT scores, other metrics to be able to get into Harvard, it actually would be, it has to be higher than a white person's. And it also goes in a different direction, though. You have to have way higher SATs than a black person or a Latino person or Native American person to get into Harvard. And so this was discrimination towards Asian people
But I don't
that occurred.
I don't really consider that racism though.
But if it's the case, for example, you say white people, if it's harder as a white person to get into Harvard than it is for a Latino person or a black person, and this is, you can look it up, there's a lawsuit over this. Harvard was doing preferential stuff with SAT scores. You had to have a higher SAT score as this racial group.
I've seen the study. Like I've seen
Yeah.
people sue because of it, but I
Right.
don't.
But so would it then be like some sort of evidence if at Harvard it was harder to get into Harvard if you're white?
But that's not like the systemized
It's a
racism I'm
system.
talking
Hold
about.
on. The
It's not
university.
the scale compared to
Well,
everyone else's though.
Wait, the university system is. By the way,
but
university
I'm talking about
system.
like major like.
It's a system, and You'd agree it's a system. Universities.
But I'm
What system are we talking about? Sorry. Go
like
ahead.
I'm just talking like every like Indians, like the white people colonized us for like hundreds of years, and for black people there was slavery. Native Americans,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they were
Terrible stuff.
Yeah, but I don't. That's never really happened to white people. Like no, not a
you sure?
scale. What?
Well, you know the origination of the term slave? Slavic. So white people
But was
have
it
been
white
slaves.
white against white though? It wasn't like.
Well, if you look at like the Muslim conquests into Europe, they absolutely took slaves. If you look at the Muslim conquests,
But in like recent day, like in the past few like
well,
centuries.
when did they expel? Like when was the? So the Muslims made it up to. Was it the Ottoman? I'm forgetting. They made it up to Vienna in Austria, right? I believe. I think that was in the 1600s.
Okay, but like 17th century onward,
but
because
then I
that's
can
really
just turn
what we
this
truly
around-
learn about.
But then I would just turn this around at you and say, well, when was slavery ended? Just because something happened a long time ago doesn't mean
But it
there
wasn't
aren't-
really a long time ago.
Yeah, sure. African American slavery in the United States is more recent.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like so in India too, they haven't even had 100 years of like a free.
I mean, I would point out that actually Western countries, which are white majority, actually have ended slavery sooner than like other.
I know, but I'm just
countries.
saying like white people have never had that type of like oppression. It's
Yeah, they
only
have.
been.
White
But has it been
the
from a
Barbary,
different
the
type of
Barbary,
race?
The Barbary slave
But
trade.
a different type of race.
Yes, other
then that was,
races.
like, so long
Other
ago.
races have definitely enslaved white people. We just like to conveniently ignore it. And just to be clear, the plight of African Americans, or at least their
But
ancestors,
also we've grown as a
absolutely
society
terrible thing.
too.
Terrible thing.
That happened so long ago, and at the past few like centuries, it's still happened.
Yes, I realize that certain things are more in recent history.
But it's all been recent. Like for mostly every other
Well, look,
race, it's been recent except for white
slavery is not my field of expertise, but we do see that there's, in fact, slavery still ongoing in certain countries, and it's not white people who are
Well, I'm not saying
enslaving
it's
people.
all white people, but I'm just saying like nothing of that. Nothing has ever really happened to white people in that area in the past few centuries, like it has happened to every other race.
Again, this isn't my wheelhouse. I do think that there might actually be some evidence that in, say, the past 200 years, there probably has been.
But anything
I'm
like
not
wide scale, like to the
Crid,
degree
you-
of every other race.
Right now, there are more slaves than there ever were during the American slave trade, and most of them are white or Hispanic.
Sex trafficking.
And they are being enslaved in Muslim countries.
Oh,
So just to be,
Okay.
if we're interested in intellectual honesty.
yeah. Wait, Grid, do you want to just sit down really quick because we're wrapping the show here? So if you want to do your little cameo, Grid. Why don't you? Do you want to just, Felicity? You want to scoot over one? Oh wait, Felicity, you scoot over one, and Grid's taking chair one. Have him go that way. Have him go that way.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
But wait, hold on. I don't want to. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Come sit. So we were talking about like, can people of color be racist towards? Well, I'm just saying here. I want to move off of. I'd agree with you generally. Like white people have certain, like white people are the majority of the country. Perhaps they confer some benefits from this. But when I'm talking about racism, I want to, and I acknowledge that there is systemic racism, whatever. If a white person walks up to a black person and calls them the N-word and then beats them up, is that racism? Wait, why are you thinking about it? Yeah, of course, right? If a black person walks up to a white person, says, you piece of shit white person, beats them up, is that racism? Taking a little longer on this answer. This isn't systemic. This is individual racism. Or is that...
I mean, adding the N-word to it is racist.
Okay, the black person calls them, I'm not going to say it, but calls them the C word. And I understand that doesn't carry as much weight as the N-word.
Well, yeah, that is also... But I said from the beginning, like, you can be racist towards white people, but it's not systemized racism.
But okay, so here, I'll remove the slur component because certain slurs are more offensive than others. Black person walks up to a white person, says, hey, whitey, or maybe I should not, I don't know. Hey, I don't like white people. Boom, punches them in the face.
That's racist.
If the black person
did that to the white person.
Did I say the white person does it to the black person?
No, you had it right. Yeah.
I had it right?
You were good. Yeah.
So it's racist both ways?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just said it's white people don't face systemized oppression, like systemized racism like all the other races though. Like I'm not denying it.
Sure.
But I think also like there's different levels to it. And
if I were to go to India and people there were like
tolerant,
could there be systemic racism against white people in non-white majority countries?
Yes.
Why the hesitation though? Like if I went to China and
I just don't really understand.
Well, if I went to China and like what are my hopes of ever like infiltrating the CCP and like having any sort of power in their government? Like what as a white person in China, you would agree that Chinese people are the majority people in China? Mm-hmm. So what I don't have systemic power in China. I'm white. Chinese people have systemic power. In fact, I would argue actually America is quite...
you can't own property.
Grid scooted in. Scoot into the table. Just
sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
In China, you can't own property.
There's a lot of freedoms if you're, if you
But
live
I wouldn't
in
say that's systemized racism though.
You can't vote in their elections. You can't...
I would say that's individual racism, yeah.
In China? If I'm in China?
Yeah, like that's still not systemized racism because there's never been a period in that place where white people were oppressed, like wide scale.
Well, what if? Okay, how about this? The Chinese government passed a law that only native-born Chinese people can ever have a place in the. And I don't know I don't know if you can like move to Canada and become Canada. You can move to China and become a citizen, but what if China passed a law and said, hey, even if you move here as a white person and we grant you citizenship, you can never have any role in government. Would that be systemic racism?
I guess, but that's not existent anywhere in the world. So it's just like
wait, hold on. It absolutely does. Absolutely.
You can't be...
You don't think Asian countries are racist? They're racist against each other.
Well, I'm Asian. I'm pretty sure I would know that. Yeah.
The Indians and the Pakistanis, Bangladesh. I don't know. That's somewhere over there.
But that's more religion. Like Indians and Pakistanis.
It's also nationality too.
Nationality, but a lot of it's rooted in religion.
Religions are systems as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like Indian and Pakistanis. It's not like it's just like countries are a thing. It's
Muslim,
like a lot of it is just because of religion. That's why there's so much conflict between them.
Well, I mean, you could take the Chinese and the Uyghur.
The Uyghurs and
and Tibet. I mean,
Tibet, Taiwan.
You go a little further.
Chinese occupied Mongolia. They took way back in the day. I mean, obviously this has been a few hundred years, but they took Slavs.
Isn't there like a caste system in like India
there
too?
is.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
well, I mean, they expelled the Sikh, right?
In India, the Sikh.
No, from
I don't know.
It's a little slightly north of there, but they
The
expelled.
Sikhs are dope.
I like
though.
them.
I like the Sikhs.
Sikh, yeah, they're
They
really
got their
cool
little
people.
daggers and shit. Any
And
Sikhs?
most of
Do we
them
have
are
any?
really based.
Do we have any Sikhs in the chat? W Sikhs.
Yeah.
They're cool.
They're pretty badass.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can envision like you look at Latin America, you look at Africa, you look at Asia. White people are the minority in all those places. You don't think it's possible for white people to experience like systemic racism in
The Boer.
non-white majority countries?
Don't forget the Boer.
That too.
Right now.
Oh, in South Africa?
But I don't
Well,
think it's very comparable to.
Well, I think minorities actually probably have more rights in the United States than like if you're a minority in any of these countries.
Yeah, it's true.
Like for example, you can be Japanese.
Well, yeah, I honestly, but also I'm not very educated about
Sure.
like all this. Like
yeah,
the
it's
thing about this is I just
it's
know
not
like
my wheelhouse either.
yeah, but I'm just saying like I always like I just in my opinion I just think
Mm-hmm.
systematic racism can't be applied towards white people. I'm not super educated
it
on it. Like,
could
I don't
be
know how to
the-
work in other countries. I just know in
I'd be
the
willing,
Western world,
just for the
it's
sake
not.
for the sake of
standpoint,
convo, I'd be willing to grant that in white majority countries, this could be the case. But how could it ever be the case in like in an Asian dominated country or like in Africa, they're black? Like I don't really understand that. But for example, I actually think if a Japanese person moves to the United States and become a citizen, they become an American. If I move to Japan, I don't know. I don't even know if I can become a citizen.
never become a
I'm
citizen.
never going
I
to be
mean, aren't
Japanese.
they welcoming immigrants right now?
I
They
don't know.
put a
But
whole.
if I move to India, and I've lived there for
It's
20
a-
years, am I an Indian?
I mean, I don't think you'd honestly face a lot of racism in India.
Well,
to be
I'm not
honest.
even asking that. I'm just saying, if I move to India, do I become an Indian?
No, you have to go through the right steps to become.
No, I'm saying, let's say, I don't know the citizen, if you can even do that, but let's say you can. If I become a citizen of India, am I Indian?
Technically, yes. I mean,
by
my
nationality, but if I move to,
I mean, I'm American, but I'm Indian. I was born here, so.
sure, but there would be a bit of a distinction here. I'm talking like if I'm,
But that's a nationality.
if I move to, if I moved, even then though, I don't know if I would, like I can have a neighbor who's Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, who's Indian, who's Pakistani, who's black, who's whatever, who's from Costa Rica, who's from Mexico, whatever. They can become an American. They can become an American. I can't become, if I move to Mexico, I'm not Mexican. And I become a citizen or whatever. I'm not Mexican.
I mean, the perfect example, my wife is Chinese. She is now an American citizen. I can never become a Chinese citizen, ever.
Yeah. So it seems like almost like America's kind of super dope.
We are dope. We are.
I don't know, I feel like America's not quite as bad as people make it out to be, you know? So I just don't understand. Like what systemic power if I went to like Nigeria? What systemic power
I mean, I don't know. I
have?
honestly, like in school, I study mostly like systemic racism in the Western world. So I really cannot tell you what would be in
Yeah,
Asia,
no.
Africa, and I really.
Sure. But
So.
I mean, just you don't even need to be a study it or be an expert. Like, isn't it just simply purely through reason, through rationality, through logic? Isn't it logically possible that in like, hold on, we're almost done. Hang tight, almost done. Just hang tight.
I can't. I
Just
have
wait,
to
just
go.
wait, just wait,
I'm
just
so
wait.
sorry.
Hannah?
I have a 2-hour drive.
Hannah, I'm
Thank
wrapping
you so
here.
much. I
Hannah,
appreciate it.
10 minutes. 10 minutes, Hannah. Very rude, Hannah. Disappointed. Okay, so I guess my final thing on this, and I'll let the rest of the chats come through. I just, if the country's like majority Japanese, 99%, Japan's 99% Japanese, white people don't have any systemic power in these countries. Japanese people have systemic power in this country. How could you not face potential systemic discrimination as a white person in a non-white majority country? Okay, well, I'll leave it there then. I'm just saying logically it's possible.
It's a good conversation to have, but it's late to have it.
Yeah,
So.
we'll let the chats come through. Sorry for the delay, guys.
Pasty George donated $70. Share to asking the question if a man, if he went to college is a feministic shaming tactic. Pathetic.
Actually got a degree in psychology. It was the worst money ever spent.
Nice. Okay, Pasty, it was a shaming tactic, but I'm not going to take it personally. It is what it is. Thank you, Alu.
Alu donated $69. Ain't no billionaires ever looked at Chair 4's way.
Oh, shit.
She's a mid-feminist transformer that brings nothing but high body count and STDs.
What the fuck?
The fucking cap.
Hey, be nice to my homegirl.
Feminist motorfuckers.
Oh, wait, she's not my Caucasian. Never mind.
You want to see the receipts?
Actually, yes. After the
'Cause
show,
I got 'em.
you can show me the receipts.
I'll show you.
I want the proof.
I'll show you. Why do I have to lie?
Pasty George donated $70. Yes, ethnic minorities can be racist to Caucasians. I am First Nations Cree and not only have I experienced racism but I have seen Caucasians receive it too. Enough of the bullshit.
Ooh, I have a scenario. When Barack Obama was president, let's say he didn't want to hire a white janitor at the White House. Would that be racist?
Yes.
Okay. And what if? How about this? Okay, well, there's nothing to argue then. It would be racist. I get. Yeah, it would.
Be systemic.
Okay. I mean,
multiple times.
Yeah,
So I think you can be racist to white people, but it's not systemized racism like every other race has gone through in like the Western world.
can I ask you a question? How about this final one on the race thing, and then I'll move it off. A black-owned corporation, say it's a big corporation, we'll just say not multinational, but we'll say that it's national. So black-owned company, black-owned corporation, black CEO, black majority, black. Maybe there's like a whatever.
Dole.
We'll just say like in this hypothetical scenario, there are like really successful black-owned companies, really successful black majority, like the executives, black majority, right? If they were like, you know what, we don't want to hire white people, would that be systemic?
I said yes to every like.
No, but would it be systemic?
No.
But it's a national company, massive influence, massive system. Would that be racist?
What's the what is like the definition of systematic?
Well, you use the term, so.
Yeah, well,
I would think of a.
To me, like honestly, I learned about this maybe a year or two ago, but to me, it's like a wide scale movement. And I feel like one company doing that isn't a wide scale. Obviously, it's racist, but it's not systematic to that type of scale.
Mythology.
Well, I would say there would have to be some like broad system that enabled it. So in this case, if there was like a broad hiring policy, like for example, if a major corporation said we're not hiring black people, would this be regular racism or would it be systemic racism?
I've got you.
Wait, let's just have her answer.
I'm not like saying there's like different types. I'm just saying like, and the generality of it, like the racism against people of color it's always been systemized, and white people in the Western world have never been through a systemized racism. Like I wouldn't say be like in different scenarios like, oh, that's systemized racism, that's racism. I would just, it is racism,
So like,
but I'm just saying.
Are Spanish people white?